Do you have a large faceted gemstone that you want to make into a pendant, but you only have round wire? I have this really simple and easy design for you. All it takes is a little bit of weaving and some sculpting. So if you're interested, just stay tuned. But first, I just want to say hi. My name's Melissa and welcome to my channel. Happy February, everybody. My birth month, and amethyst is my birthstone. So today I'm going to wrap an amethyst. So I don't know if you saw last week's video, but I made a smaller pendant with a 9x7 facet. This is a 9.35 carat awesome purple pink color change amethyst with a checkerboard top on it. It's pretty awesome. Got it off eBay several years ago. 15 by 12. 15 by 12. So this time, as opposed to last week's video, this time I am going to use my 20 gauge round sterling silver and 28 gauge round. I'm going to use my simple pendant design. So let's go ahead and cut the wire. I'm going to make sure I have plenty and cut 6 inches. 3 6-inch lengths of 20 gauge. This should be easier to wrap compared to the small stone, but we'll see. So first of all, we want to weave a pattern right in the middle of these wires. I'm just going to use the sumac weave. If my weave's a little off center, I can always push it to center. This I'm using is a wooden ring clamp. I'll have links to that down below, along with this bobbin here. These come in really handy for wire management. I'll link those below as well. It's a lifesaver. So I'm going to go ahead and anchor my wire on the bottom wire, which I'll call number 1. I went 4 times around. Make my coils really tight. We're only working with 3 wires, so this weave goes pretty quick. I'm going to number them 1, 2, and 3 going up. As you can see, my wire is coming from the bottom up. So we're going to wrap around number 1 and 2 like so, and then we're going to come out between 1 and 2, and we're going to go up around 2 and 3, come out between 2 and 3, go up around number 3 alone. As you can see, this weave goes pretty fast with only 3 wires. So you're going to come out between 1 and 2, go up around 2, and then go down and up around number 1. And that is the whole pattern. So we're going to go up again around 1 and 2, come out between 1 and 2, up around 2 and 3, come out between 2 and 3, go up around 3, come out between 1 and 2, up around 2, and then around 1. Smush that down, and repeat that pattern. We don't need to weave much here. We're just securing all the wires together. Maybe a couple more passes, and that should be it. It all depends on the width of your stone. I'll do one more pass. And that's plenty. So I'm going to anchor that wire 4 times around, just like we did at first. And snip it. Let's see where we're at. Seems like we're pretty center. I'll find a dowel about the size of my stone. That looks close enough. Start shaping my wire to a nice oval shape. Oops, my weave gets all wonky. These front wires are going to start crossing, so I'm going to start shaping them. To do so gently, I don't want any kinks in them. Looks like there's a tiny kink down here when I was trying to shape it before. Try to round this out a little better. The middle wires I'm going to shape. I'm not going to crisscross them. They're going to start to converge with the top here. And they're going to come together with a weave. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that now. Determine where your wires are going to come together. Okay, let's get these wires out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and start weaving. Just like the others, I'm going to anchor it on my bottom wire. I'm going to go 3 times around. And I'm going to use the modified sumac weave. So you go over both of them and just around the top wire, then you go behind both of them and you go around the bottom wire, and then you go over the top of both of them and just around the top wire, go behind both of them, and then just around the bottom wire. Over the top, around the top, back behind, around the bottom, and keep it compressed. And I'm going to keep it going until about 1 inch, I would say. Smoosh that down. I flared the ends of my wire a little bit, so it's easier for me to get my weaving wire through. I think I'll stop there. That should be plenty for a bale. Let's see where we're at. Pretty good. We gotta widen them out a little bit. Bring our weave down a little bit. I don't want too much space above my stone. Just enough to put the wraps on from the other wires. Maybe down a little bit more, just a little bit more. That looks good. That should be enough room for all my wraps. My trusty bale making pliers here. I'm going to bring my wires through the center. And then anchor my 2 wires on either side. Keep making sure your weave is compressed. And bring them out and around. These might be handy to help shape your wires down here as well. Looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to bring these around one more time. Okay, so let's work on the front. Right. Gotta center our weave again. Things get all wonky with round wire. I'm gonna set my stone in there and start crisscrossing my front wires over the top of my stone here. See, the middle wires are gonna trap it right under that girdle, and the front wires are gonna come across the front of the table to hold it in place. My weave is shifting. Let me try to gently cross these guys. Keep shifting. Because they're going to come up, and I'm going to lock them in right underneath the bale wires. Careful. Use your thumb and fingers to hold your stone in and guide your wires over the top of it. Come on, get over the top of it. There we go. Once you get your wires over your stone, hold everybody in place, and I'm gonna start twisting these wires around the middle framed wires. Just kind of curling them around. Pull it straight, curl, pull it straight. Let's go to the other side. Same thing, we're gonna start the curl. Curl the wire around the frame, kind of pull it out straight. Curl some more. And curl. Make sure it matches the other side. Make sure everybody in front looks good. Tighten that up a little bit more. Okay. Fabulous. So the back, it's a little different from a cabochon. You're going to have to bend them up, not only to lock in our weave, compress the weave and bend your wires, but you're going to bend them up in an angle like that as well. And you're going to find the point of your stone, and then you're going to bend them back. And this will protect your stone. And these are going to crisscross as well. And you're going to attach them to your frame just underneath your front wires. But you got to make sure when you're tightening that you don't pull the wires closer to the stone than the point of your stone. You want to keep that cage protecting it. Let me tighten these guys up a little bit, give some room. Just like the front ones, we're going to start curling. Bring it around the frame. Grabbing the wrong wire. Curl. You leave that guy loose and do the same to the other side. Start curling it around. And roll it around your frame. Or your middle wire, I should say. Your middle wires. It's kind of like the frame. Curl, straighten, curl, straighten. Make sure your back doesn't get too tight. Like I said, you still need the cage. Okay, that's where we're at. Looking a little wonky down here. Our wires aren't totally locked down yet, so we have to go like straighten out our weave and tighten up our wires. Bring this up a little bit. Tighten these up. They're kind of flapping around. Okay. Cut the front wires off. and tuck them in. Bring them around one more time. This wire is just getting stiffer and stiffer. Cut that chunk off, make it easier. Twist. What do you think of that? My woven bales tend to twist a lot. Not too shabby. Okay, I think we're done. All right. So what'd you think of that tutorial? And all I did afterwards was throw it in the tumbler for about an hour and it shined right up. So as always, if you enjoyed this tutorial, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, trust the journey. You'll be surprised what you can accomplish with a little bit of practice. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. And here's the video of the small faceted gemstone if you're interested.